Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, the Super Friends.
Wait, I missed
Because
that.
You did miss that in the prison, in the pocket dimension.
Mhm.
Yeah, he had two of his exes, the two people that were arguing back and forth in between Superman's cage.
Okay.
Both were his exes, a male ex and a female ex.
Oh, I totally fucking miss that shit.
He is not straight.
It's that layering of the world building and the environmental storytelling. I mean, God, you may have missed it, right? This is another blink and you miss it thing. Like, you're not paying attention, you miss it. But the barnacles, the extra dimensional barnacles that were growing on the collider and everything, they were cubes, right? They looked a lot like a certain artificial gemstone. I can't remember the name of it right now. It'll come to me later. But it's cubical, and that's supposed to be a deliberate environmental signal to the viewer, for those who are in the know, that on the other side of that black hole is the Bizarro universe. And Superman didn't kill his mentally enfeebled clone. He sent him into the black hole, where he's going to go into the black hole, and we'll see him again as Bizarro proper.
Yeah.
Yep. So like everyone was like hinting at, is he going to come back as Earth 3 Ultraman? Like, no, he's Bizarro.
No, he's
they've
Bizarro.
almost all but confirmed it in like.
You would have to deliberately misinterpret all of the visual evidence that we were given to think that is going to be Ultraman,
the moment
the Earth 3
said,
character.
Yeah, the moment he said he's a more powerful yet intellectually inferior version of you, I'm like, that's fucking Bizarro.
Yep.
But now see, when that was said, I kind of put two and two together. But the whole time I was thinking, like, okay, Ultraman, what if Lex figured out a way to fucking open up a fucking, wormhole to another universe, and that's where he got fucking...
Which could have happened, sure.
Yeah.
Ultraman would never work for Lex Luthor. He's too arrogant.
He is.
He'd
absolutely-
murder Lex
again-
instantly.
Again,
Yep.
I don't know a super whole hell of a lot of fucking Superman
he would
all
see
that.
the Lex Luthor he would see in his mind's eye when if that were Earth 3 Ultraman, he would see Lex and be like, that's my enemy, and kill him.
That's fair.
Yeah, he'd basically snap his neck without a second thought. There'd be no story.
Because the Lex Luthor on Earth 3 is the good guy.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
In this one, Ultra isn't a reference to Ultraman in Earth 3. Ultra is this idea that it's like supersonic, hyper knuckles, ultra tails, super saiyan, super uber duper mega, super duper saiyan.
It was his way of trying to one-up the Superman.
Yeah, it was his way of one. It was very petty, childish way of one-upping Superman.
Yeah.
And that's the point. That's the point.
Yep. So, it's like I said, as soon as the mask came off and we saw it was David Cornsweat under the mask, I'm like, that's Bizarro. Because the original Bizarro is a clone of Superman made by Lex Luthor.
And the Bizarroverse is a cubed Earth, which is why that cube shape was so important in the environment.
Yep.
This a clear visual signal. Past this threshold lies Bizarro world.
Yep. So the next time we see him, he's going to come back fucked up. And instead of heat vision, he's going to have ice vision, and he's probably going to breathe fire instead of cold breath.
Yep.
His powers are going to get fucked up in that dimension.
Yep. It's going to be awesome.
Yep. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
They might even put him in the first 5 minutes of the next movie. Be like, oh, my clone came back and I fought him. Turns out I sent him to another dimension. I thought I'd killed him and I felt really bad about it. Now I'm not sure if I should feel worse after what happened to him.
Right.
Exactly. Like was this worse than death? But yeah, so I think all long and the short of it, fantastic movie, probably one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen, if not the best.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
I'm reluctant to say anything anymore is my favorite. It's the best superhero movie of all time.
Right.
Because there's so many good movies.
There's a lot of great ones.
You know, as far as the MCU is concerned, Captain America: First Avenger tops them all for me. This is on par with 78 Superman.
Oh, easily.
Now, one thing we haven't gotten to yet, and I think this might be a cool thing to wrap up on, is the suit inspirations.
Yes.
So everyone has had problems. So a bunch of people have problems with the suit and its looks. We roll our eyes at this because we know. The trunks is because of David Cornsweet, as we've talked about. Because James Gunn couldn't wrap his head around putting the trunks on, which I get. They want him to look cool, but David Cornsweet said no, he needs to look silly, and James Gunn was on board, and that right there, like, David Cornsweet gets the character. The shield. Lots of people have had problems with the shield because it's not the traditional Superman shield. Obviously, if you're not a comic book fan, you're not going to get it. If you are a comic book fan and you're still angry about it, I don't understand you. Kingdom Come, Alex Ross is a freaking artistic genius, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Since we were kids, he has been phenomenal. He has made impressive artwork for not just DC.
I show my
Marvel.
kids what he used to draw when he was 8 years old compared to his final stuff, just to be like, don't ever think your art sucks, kid.
Yep. This man pretty much made comics a fine art with his covers, with his artwork. That S-Shield is iconic for Kingdom Come. Sure, we're used to seeing the black instead of the gold.
That's the S on your shirt, right?
That is the S on my shirt,
Yeah.
So, in Kingdom Come, we're dealing with an older Superman. He's retired at this point. He's working on his farm in Kansas. He's retired. There's a new generation of heroes. All the other heroes have either ascended or retired.
Batman's all fucked up.
Well, Batman got old, dude.
I know.
Mortality caught up with him. Diana ascended. The Flash became so fast that he couldn't really exist on the material plane anymore. He actually has to will himself to show up. He's that fast now. So, like, so he only comes back reluctantly because the younger heroes that have taken their place have lost their way in Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
So he comes out of retirement to show them the right way, and it ruffles a lot of feathers. And when he comes back, it's not the red and gold, it is the red and black. Because he's lost so much. That black is him in mourning.
Yeah.
He retired after the death of Lois and whatever. I'd have to reread it. It's been a long time since I read Kingdom Come. But like he was never the same after the death of Lois and after the world changed. It wasn't the same for him anymore. That's why it was the black and red. Kind of like Brandon Routh and Supergirl. Crisis of Infinite Earth crossover. Brandon Routh is playing the Christopher Reeve Superman from Superman Returns. They just combined the story with Kingdom Come. And that's why his S is the black and red. And seeing that in live action, by the way, I only dislike the fact that he wasn't there long enough.
Right.
But he was also playing Ray Palmer, so I get it. But yeah, so like Alex Ross's art is pop culture for comics. So I get why James Gunn did BBS. This is my quintessential S-Shield now because of James Gunn and Alex Ross. I love the old school. I love the Reeves S-Shield. This is it now, and that's going to be a controversial take for some folks. This is my S-Shield now.
I didn't fucking get pissed about it. Like, it's
There are
comic books.
people literally putting up rage videos about it.
That is fucking insane.
Dude,
Like,
there's a
It's just,
video of
it's just
world-
opportunistic outrage farming.
it's fucking comic books. They evolve. They
there's-
change.
There's a video of a dude literally wearing this shirt. He went and bought this shirt just to put a knife through it while he's wearing it.
That is
Terry.
a waste of fucking money, and you're an idiot.
Hold on. Tear it open with another Superman with the classic S shield underneath it saying, "This is the Superman S."
Oh my god.
Dude, you are so angry for the wrong.
I mean, I'm gonna need all of these people to watch The Life of Brian and chill the fuck out. Like,
my God.
please, for the love of all that is good
There
and
is-
holy.
There's room for all of it. You have
I want. Since you brought up the costume, I want to take an opportunity to touch on something that I want to get out. The choice to adapt the core costume template from the New 52's take on Superman
gonna
was
go
really
there.
great for me.
That
And
was
the
my
reason
next
I want to
point.
highlight that is because late 2016, I got laid off from my job, and I was unemployed for about 3 months, and it was really rough time in my life. Really, really bad depression, and the way that I got through that was I started reading every comic book that featured Superman from 2011 to 2016, the entirety of the New 52. Any comic that featured Superman, I read it. And so that New 52 Superman and I got really close over those couple of months where I was just wake up, start reading Superman comics, and that was all I did all day. Just take care of my baby, my little itty bitty 1-year-old daughter, and read Superman comics. And that costume for me became so iconic, even without the trunks. And the application of the trunks, when I saw that, something kind of clicked for me. Like this full circle moment of seeing this character whose depiction was. The New 52 Superman was a marked era, very, very dark take on Superman, largely compared to previous ones. But he was always very hopeful, and even in the end, the New 52 Superman's death, he had sort of, by the time he reaches that end of his conclusion, he comes through that darkness, and he's a very bright source of light. And actually, Batman takes it really hard when the New 52 Superman passes away. And during Rebirth, when he first encounters the other Superman who had survived the crisis by a convergence loophole, he really rejected this guy. He was like, I don't know you. He's like, this other guy was my friend. I've been in the trenches with him. I don't know who you are. And I think that reaction...
now I want to read that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
really
so
good.
good.
It's
It's
so
really
well
good.
done.
I'll
I'll send you the info.
Okay.
It's a tail end of the New 52 series. I'll send some info. But like, so that costume to me is emblematic. This is my favorite Superman costume. But when they put the trunks on it for the first time, I mean, that was like, and remembering Corin Sweat's own words, that was a really powerful moment for me to see that version, to watch that throughout the film, to watch him save the dog, to save the squirrel, to save the little girl. When the Justice Gang shows up, chaos emerges, and all of a sudden Superman goes from fighting the kaiju to sort of protecting all the people who are going to get hurt because the Justice Gang is being reckless, and they're fighting the monster right there in town. And like, I just, that character, that friend, that all of that vibe was there. And so to me, I hear all these people trying to blast the costume, and to me it just sounds like a bunch of like worshiping a vanity for no reason. Like,
And it's clear
it's
as
just
day.
silly.
It's clear as day where, if you're a comic book fan, where the pattern of that suit comes from.
Yeah.
That is the high collar, the fact that the cape attaches directly to the suit instead of folding underneath it. That's clear New 52 Superman.
Yeah. But
This-
it's just fucking crazy how people are fucking angry
So-
about little things like this, man.
On top
It's
of the
so
fact
weird
that was
to-
literally Jim Lee's design.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have another comic book icon, the great Jim Lee, designing New 52 costume. And that's what James Gunn decides to use, and people are dumping on that? Come on.
It's just, it comes across as fabricated because there's like
Yeah.
you try to dig in Those are this is the difference. There's ideas you can dig into. Like people, if you want to debate the Jor-El thing, you can debate the Jor-El thing and dig into it. There's substance to that conversation. But when you start digging on a costume, it's a nothing sandwich. When you dig into that, there's nothing. It's hollow underneath. It's just it just doesn't come across as a real complaint.
Did they expect 1980s, 1970s spandex? It would have looked ridiculous today.
Truly, I don't know what they expect. It's impossible. Like it's one of those things where you get into it with somebody and then you wind up like their core argument really just seems to be, well, I wish I'd been the one who wrote the movie.
Then write the movie next time.
Right?
Write a screenplay, send it in, and see if they take it. I guarantee you they won't.
Right.
But I liked that it was essentially Kryptonian armor, just like New 52. New 52 is wearing Kryptonian armor. Mm-hmm. This isn't going to just tear.
Right.
It's going to be as resilient as he is.
It's not a costume his mom made for him.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Well, actually, if you think about it, the Kryptonians...
The Justice Gang's undersuits look like they were based off of his armor.
They do. They do look like Kryptonian armor.
They have like that pattern there in the middle.
Now, stop me if I'm wrong. It being Kryptonian armor, the Kryptonians probably had to wear armor because on Krypton, they're not superhuman because Red Sun, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, so of course they got fucking armor.
They might be a little sturdier than the average human, only because
it's depicted almost
gravity.
Universally after Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's not necessarily utopian all the time, but the planet itself is always depicted as being incredibly harsh.
Yep, and I would dare say that as a race, as a species, they might be a little. They would probably definitely be stronger than the average human, only because of the gravity and the harshness of their environment.
Physical conditions of living there. It's very Dune, funny enough. It really is. If you've read Dune, it's very like Krypton is portrayed as like a planet with like gemstones instead of sandstorms, and like the planet is very harsh. The animals are huge and dangerous, and so that's why Kryptonians, they're physically stronger. They're more durable.
I think that's the one thing that I really took away from Snyder's Krypton. And I really liked.
Yeah, that's what his intro worked really well. I'm not knocking it.
No,
it worked
definitely
really well for what he wanted to do.
The intro and how they depicted Krypton, I think, was pretty spot on.
Man of Steel's core question was: if given the chance to go backwards or forwards, would Superman go backwards or forwards? Mm-hmm. And he chooses to go forwards, not backwards. He doesn't go to Krypton. In that one, you've got the benefit of having Zod being the vehicle of a Kryptonian supremacist universe or a movement, even though you realize that, we get told Krypton was like a isolationist planet that didn't want space travel or whatever. But in this one, you skip that, you go straight to Jor-El, make him the vehicle of a Kryptonian supremacist narrative, and then you still have the question, and then instead of asking whether Superman would go backward or forwards, like in Man of Steel, the question at the heart of Superman is it Kryptonian or human? And he says very loudly, I'm human like anybody else. I fall in love, I get afraid, I laugh, I cry, I wake up every morning not knowing what I'm supposed to do, so I just make the best possible decision that I can, hoping that I'm going to be a good person. And that's what I really love, is because this is the heart of Superman, the friend. Yep. Why is he the way that he is? Because in the Midwest, when you're a farmer and your buddy's fence goes down, you don't wait for a committee to divvy up the resources necessary. You get in your fucking truck, you load up the tools you need, or you get off a horse and you go fucking look for the lost animals, you herd them up, and you fit while everybody else fixes the fence. That's what you do. There's no waiting for committees. When the flood is coming, you start filling sandbags. You don't talk about how you're going to allocate toilet paper. You fucking go and you handle business. That's what you do. And that's why people in the Midwest, in rural areas, are the way they are, because they're immediately very reactive. They have systems in place. I know they have the grapevine. They know who's going to call who. They know where they're going to show up. They know where they're going to meet. They know how they're going to allocate the resources. They're not going to debate it. They've already figured it out. That's how they operate. And Superman is that same guy. That's why he doesn't ask. Why doesn't he consult the United States? Well, because he doesn't consult a committee before he needs to go mend a fence. He goes and he shows up. When he hears that there's a gang of people that are going to go kill a bunch of fucking, working class people with fucking pitchforks and farm tools, he's going to show up and bust a couple tanks, knock out a couple jets, make sure no human life is lost, and be like, you need to turn the fuck around. Of course, he's not going to consult the president before he does that. There's no committee in Smallville for that.
The moment he yelled, people were going to die. In the interview with Lois, people were going to die. That's the mentality. I interfered because it was the right thing to do, not because of invisible borders, not because of socio-political unrest, because it was the right thing to do.
Well, gods damn it! I just want to say, Julian, I like that little fucking rant there, man. That was really good.
This is why me and Julian are on the same page when it comes to things.
Yep.
That's why we're on the same page.
I knew Rundown. Like, I never knew you were like such a huge Soups fan, dude.
Oh, me and Julian have gone back and forth. Yeah,
he's the nucleus. When I was like 3 years old, I watched those 1940s animated features that they used to show in the cinemas. And, I was watching Superman faster than the speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, jumping over tall mountains. He couldn't even fly when I watched him. And I would watch Superman, and I'd dress up in my little cheap costume from Target with my little cowboy boots. And there's pictures of me and my little brother dressed up as Superman when we were like 5 and 3. And that's where it started, And I've been a comic book fan ever since. And Superman was where it all begins.
That's nuts, man. That's awesome.
So I don't know if I ever told you this, right? But you know how I found you? That individual right there, Julian.
Oh, wow.
So I was thinking about getting back into DC Universe Online at the time. And I was just checking out, Twitches to figure out what the community was like and all that. And Julian was streaming DCU Online. And I'm like, you know what? Let me watch this guy for a little while. I watched him, and then I started chatting. Before I knew it, I was chatting. And then before I knew it, we were friggin' hitting it off about, Superman, and, we realized that we had
Transformers.
Yeah, we realized we had very similar upbringings, just different parts of the country, as far as our pulp culture likes and dislikes.
And the reasons for it. It's not just that we like it. It's that philosophically we see the character, and it was like, this is who the character is. Wow, that's who the character is. You're right.
Yeah, and so from there, I would start getting rated out to other streams and stuff like that. That's how I ran into Supergirly. That's how I ran into... These are other streamers for the audience that we got in contact with.
Yeah.
Sophie Fatal, and then eventually you. That's how
nuts.
I found this man right here is how I found you.
I mean, I know my channel is a little fucking chaotic these days, but I really appreciate you guys, man.
Dude,
I wanted to say this a little bit ago. Like, just hearing you guys talk comic books and shit, like, it brings a fucking joy to my heart and shit. 'Cause I don't have a lot of comic book friends, and I don't know. I love you guys. I love the fact that you guys love comics like I do.
Yeah,
because I could literally sit here and listen to you guys talk shop for fucking hours.
And this is why I wanted to do this, especially having Julian here for the Superman movie review that we were gonna do.
Yeah, it was really nice for me because when I first talked about it, my podcast partner, the guy I just broke up with, he hated the movie, and he said a lot of really. He hated. He talked so much shit on James. It was really weird because we'd spent 18 months. We'd spent 18 months getting excited and hyping it up, and then it was just like, I'm gonna start coming up with these wild axes to grind with Gunn and talking about, it's an ensemble movie and Superman looked weak, and then he said some wild thing about thinking that Lois was checking out Mr. Terrific, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need to fucking talk to people about this movie who actually liked it.
Like, when Julian messaged me and told me about all that was going on, my immediately first thought was, me and you were talking about getting this going, and we wanted to review Superman. I'm like, we need to get Julian on this so we can have a positive experience talking about this movie with people who got it.
Was the movie a fucking 10 out of 10 for me? No, I would say it was like an 8. because
And
there
that's
was some
fine.
things.
That's a perfectly fair rating too.
Like
Yeah,
I would like there were some things that I bumped into, but
It's when
I
people
mean-
start going below a 7 that I start being like, you better be able to back up those
right, like
withdrawn points.
it was a fucking. The story was fucking good. They got the fucking character right for a fucking change. You know what I'm saying? It was positive and uplifting, not fucking doom and gloom. Why did you say that name, Martha? Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was fucking. I am not a Superman fan. I respect the character. I don't go read Superman comics, but I watched that movie. That movie made me feel. That movie made me fucking cry. I was laughing. I could cry about it right fucking now because that was a fucking Superman fucking movie. That was the fucking character.
I want to correct you on one thing, Riot. You weren't. I want to say past tense that you weren't a Superman fan. This movie, I feel, made you a Superman fan.
Even though he's in your top 5, I still think that I think your Superman stocks have improved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying you're gonna go back and read all the comics that we did. I don't expect that of you.
But
you
I
appreciate the media. You have become a Superman fan.
Absolutely. And I mean, okay, I've always respected Superman, and if there is an interesting Superman story, I will fucking read it. Like,
sure.
I do like Superman as the fucking character as well. And like anytime he shows up, I'm like, fuck yeah, Big Blue. You know, like I just read.
Didn't give it lip service like you did before.
Yeah, right. Like,
you know,
like with seeing this movie, like I want to see the next Superman movie. You know what I'm saying? And like I want to read fucking All-Star Superman. I've never read it before. You know what I'm saying? And I want to fucking read it. And like I do as a Batman fan, I do have a little spot in my little fucking heart for Superman because that's Batman's like bestie. It may not.
And then you go back to the Super Sons.
Yeah, and the fact that fucking what's his name? Jonathan fucking Kent, his son. That's his son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His son.
And the fact that they fucking made like I'm a queer person. The fact that they made fucking him bisexual and shit. Like I fucking love that shit. You know what I mean? Like I
do love the evolution of the character in that respect. I agree with you. However, they destroyed a perfectly good comic with Super Sons.
The decision to jump him up in age was regrettable.
Yes. However,
the way in which the post effect that they have chosen to execute upon the character after the fact is acceptable.
Agreed. Not just acceptable, it's even good. It's really good. However, I think I speak for Julian when I say this. Fuck Brian Michael Bendis.
Oh my god, thank you. I'll let you do all the talking on that, or else we'll be here for 30 minutes.
Because he's the one that did that to Jonathan.
So it like aged him up.
Yeah. That's the story arc that I talked about with Jarrell.
Right on.
Yeah. So anyway, we're not going to beat that horse because that'll start a whole new podcast. But I feel like this might be a good way to segue into the pull list.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we've been going for a while.
Yes.
And we've talked about the inspirations. We've talked about the characters. We talked about the dark horse of the movie. We talked about our standout moments. For those out there, if you liked this movie and you want to feel that kind of feel in the literary sense, this is the list that I came up with. You guys can throw your other, if you have more in there, let me know. If you disagree with me, we can talk about it a little bit, but I don't think you will. The top of that list, absolute top of that list, is All-Star Superman. Mm-hmm. It has won awards, by the way, for its writing. It is phenomenal. Grant Morrison and Frank Quietly. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not really good with pronunciation of the name.
I've been following their career for a long time. Those two specifically.
Yeah. Well, Grant Morrison, I know everyone, like anyone who's anyone. In
I love
comics
Grant.
knows Grant Morrison.
The best.
But this is the major influence for this film, tone and feel wise. Story wise, not so much. It is a very different story. but is that kind and hopeful super version of Superman. And like even James Gunn has reportedly assigned this, like he assigned this to the cast and crew as required reading. He's like, you're getting this movie, you need to read this story. This is Superman. Kingdom Come, for the obvious inspirational reasons for the appearance of the Shield.
Good fucking story.
Oh, great story. Explores a future where Superman must return from retirement to lead a new generation of heroes who've lost their way. That's the brief synopsis of the story. Superman Up in the Sky by Tom King and Andy Kubert. The story about Superman traveling across the galaxy to rescue a single kidnapped child. It's kind of like a modern day influence on this film's sensibility. He rescues a squirrel from a kaiju. He's going to fly across the galaxy to save one child. That's the type of character this is. So Superman Up in the Sky is definitely worth the read. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, for obvious reasons, because of the cameo of Kara Zor-El. It explains essentially her behavior. If you're not familiar with why the character's behaving the way she is in that cameo, this tells that story. It's going to be based on the movie is going to be based on that story. There's a image of the actress reading Woman of Tomorrow, so I'm sure that's become required reading for the cast and crew of that movie. Also, Jason Momoa is joining that cast as Lobo. That's going to be a sight to see. He's wanted to play Lobo for literally ever. Apparently, when James Gunn texted him about the DCU,
Lobo, baby!
That's exactly how he responded. He didn't even need to tell him what it was for, and he was like, Lobo, tell me it's Lobo. Superman Earth 1. Superman Earth 1 is a modern retelling of Superman's origin story. It focuses on a younger, more uncertain Clark Kent who's trying to find his place in the world. It is a different story than Smallville, Kansas. The core of the character is very much the same, but it even goes through his entire life. If you go further beyond the actual base story, they actually do a complete arc from his life to the time he becomes an old man and has raised a family. And it's really cool. I've read the entire story arc, and my eyes missed it at the end. That's how good it was. If you haven't read all of Earth 1 Superman, highly recommend. Really good. And then, last but not least, Superman for All Seasons. I was waiting for that look. I was waiting for that. By Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. It's a coming-of-age version where Clark's journey from small-town boy in Smallville to the hero of Metropolis. There are 4 different characters narrating this story, by the way. So it's told from a third-person point of view from other characters. Jonathan Kent's point of view comes from the point of view of Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, and Lana Lang. So this is an outside perspective of Clark/Superman growing up and becoming the man that he becomes. Those are my pull lists for this genre of movie.
I would add Grant Morrison's Action Comics.
Yeah.
Beginning in 2011, all the way through the story where he fights Brainiac and gets the Kryptonian armor for the first time.
Okay, yeah. Because in the beginning it's the T-shirt. Yeah.
What Superman would have been like in those first 3 years where he was being Superman and earning the trust of the people around him. I think that'll give you a good vibe for that. It hits the tones of Superman in his golden age. If you're a corrupt billionaire, I'm gonna threateningly hold you off the top of a tall building until you pee yourself and agree to improve the safety conditions for your workers in that mine. It's a
little darker, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker, a little bit weirder. That whole story is kind of like if you go through the whole breadth of that story, it's very much like a weird fifth dimensional Time War thing. But that early part there, it focuses on like his reception in Metropolis, gaining the trust of the people, the little people that he was working with, the development of the relationship with the people at Daily Planet, the first confrontation with Brainiac, earning the trust of Metropolis, getting the Kryptonian armor. Those are all things that I would recommend if you want to have like a take of like, well, what might have been, what was the vibe maybe of those first 3 years of working in Metropolis. Would be a great story to read.
And talk about a silly costume. His costume was literally a T-shirt with the S, a cape, and blue jeans. That was the entire costume.
Right on.
It was the Superman fan T-shirt that people were making, selling Superman fan shirts.
Yep. And he couldn't fly.
Yeah.
He couldn't fly yet.
He hadn't cracked it.
Yep.
I will say, like, I don't have any like Superman comics that like really show like the character so much, but I just have two, like, one he shows up in, and then another one I just think is like a really cool Superman story. Superman Red Sun, pretty dope fucking story, just for the dopeness of it. You know, he lands in fucking Soviet Russia and shit. And
so
then
let me interrupt you for 1 second. Here's the interesting thing about Red Sun. The core values of Superman is there.
yes, but for
It's just in a very communist Russia take.
yeah.
It's very interesting.
And then, like I said, I've been reading all of Batman from 2017 up till now. I think I'm on like issue 112 or something. When the fucking Bat and the Cat were gonna get married, that whole story arc.
Yeah, I know
the-
exactly what you're talking about.
The fucking when they go on the double date, and just the fucking
One of the best stories ever.
the camaraderie between Superman and fucking Batman and fucking Catwoman and fucking Lois, like that whole like part of the fucking story was
When
just
they go to the
fuck.
fair that's having a
Yeah.
superhero night and they swap
Yeah,
costumes.
yes, it's fucking fantastic, dude. I just thought
Selena,
that was
Selena and Lois swap outfits, but Selena's just wearing Lois's dress and they're
Yeah.
like costume only, and she like gives him this look like, "Are you
Yeah.
sure you want to not let me in?" And he's just like, "I can't not let this chick in. She's too hot."
yeah. So like, just I don't know. Like I said, I'm a Batman fan. I always love Batman, but I do love the relationship between Bruce and Clark. It's fucking fantastic. Total
There's a
opposites.
There's a
I don't
reason
know.
why they call them World's Finest.
Yeah.
There's a
Finest,
reason
you
for
know?
that.
Which is a great comic title too, if you guys want to pull on that for Batman.
Oh, the
Superman
world's
stuff.
yes, yeah, Batman, Superman, World's Finest. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not for the movie, but just to watch
Just
Batman and
to-
Superman
just- yeah.
interacting.
Yeah, just good
Yeah,
shit.
100%. Public Enemies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Batman, Superman, Public Enemies from back in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
That was a great arc. They reintroduced Supergirl in the sequel arc to that, and that was really good. But moving on to the final thing I want to talk about. This movie is the first movie feature film of Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. However, the very first thing to be released for the new DCU was Creature
Commandos.
Creature Commandos came out in December of 2024. Season 1 was released. Great show, very different than Superman. I would put it on par with Suicide Squad in tone,
Yeah.
as far as tone goes.
Yeah.
Obviously, this Superman is the second form of media that has been released in the new DCU. I guess technically Peacemaker Season 1 was before all of that, but there's kind of an overlap, obviously.
Yeah.
Peacemaker Season 2, which releases in about a week or two.
I'm
Yeah, I gotta watch
excited.
season 1.
Yep. What's that?
I gotta watch season 1.
You haven't watched it yet?
It was
no,
good.
sorry,
It was
I'm bad.
No, that's
Yeah,
fair.
that's okay. It's all right. Lanterns on HBO.
Wait,
Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan, Aaron Pierce as Jon Stewart. It's expected to release in the early part of 2026. From what I understand and what I've read, the majority of the focus is going to be Jon Stewart. So it's kind of like a passing of the torch type of thing.
Cop
Yeah.
Training Day meets
Yeah.
Green Lantern.
Yeah, it's from what I've heard, it's like a Training Day-esque buddy cop show. Guy Gardner is set to make an appearance. I don't know how big of a part he will play, but Nathan Fillion will be in it. Nathan Fillion will also be in Peacemaker Season 2, as well as Hawkgirl. Then there's Supergirl, June 26, 2026. Can't wait for that. read Woman of Tomorrow to prepare.
Thanks for watching my dog, bitch. I fucking love it, dude. It's my favorite. That was my favorite
So
line.
iconic.
It also brings into focus why Clark was panicking when he got kidnapped. Like, if she comes back and I don't have that dog, she is going to flip out.
Yes.
Right? I don't want to have to deal with Kara's temper tantrum after this shit.
Clayface has been confirmed to be a body horror flick. This is going to be an R-rated, very
so ready.
September 11th, 2026.
So ready.
That is an unfortunate date, however. And then last but not least, actually no, I'm sorry, that's not the last thing on my list. Batman Brave and the Bold Batman film. We're getting Damian Wayne as Robin, so that means the other Robins have existed and or have moved on to their other previous
Which will mean
incarnations.
Batman probably predates Superman at this
Yep.
point.
Well, there's a bunch of heroes that predate Superman, so it would make
It'll be
sense for
interesting to
Batman.
see. I think that Batman's probably going to be a bridge hero. What's going to happen is you're going to have the Justice Society being the first generation, and then as they kind of whittle away, Batman sort of is a placeholder that like takes that space up between the two eras before the introduction of Superman.
We're gonna have a middle-aged Batman, just like in the Snyderverse.
Yeah,
You
which
know,
is fine. Great
which is
character.
fine, perfectly fine.
We've got a young Batman to study in Matt Reeves' character.
Yep. Which I'll get to. That's on my list. So we're going to see a Damian Wayne as Robin. The script is reportedly finished, but there's no release date confirmed. No one's been cast in the roles. I would really love to see someone like Alan Rickson play Batman. That would be my fan choice.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who is that?
He played Hawk from Hawk and Dove.
Oh yeah. He also plays fucking fuck, what's his name, dude?
Reacher. Jack
Yeah,
Reacher.
Preacher. Yeah. Reacher. Sorry.
And then
Yeah, he would be
Paradise.
good.
Then there's Paradise Lost, another HBO series set in Themyscira before the birth of Wonder Woman. They've described this as a very Game of Thrones style. So we're going to see a high fantasy, essentially, Amazonian series.
It'll probably be what sets up Themyscira, honestly.
Yeah, that sets up Wonder Woman. And then The Batman Part 2, which is an Elseworld story, October 1st, 2027. It is obviously a separate continuity. It is not going to be the same Batman that is in Brave and the Bold. But I'm excited. I wanted to include that on this list because James Gunn still hadn't agreed like that. So while it's not part of the Gods and Monsters chapter, I still think it's worth mentioning because we're gonna go see it. Let's be real.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, I'm gonna go see
Yeah.
it.
I
We're gonna go see the second.
do love me personally. I do love that universe. I love how they did the first movie and fucking. I'm not gonna make this whole fucking other podcast, but
Yeah, no.
fucking that Batman was cool. I liked seeing the young detective work, and if you guys haven't watched The Penguin, fucking awesome fucking mob
Serious.
show.
Serious, yeah. So like, I hope they never bring any other hero into that universe. Let that be its own separate thing.
In the Batman universe.
The Batman
Yeah.
universe, Let that stay separate.
Let it just be young detective Batman, dude.
Let it cook. Let it cook, as
Yeah.
they say.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. We're gonna get the crossovers with Brave and the Bold Batman.
Yeah.
And that's just chapter one. This is just chapter one
That's
of
the
James
first
Gunn's.
half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not even like. I think you're right. I think it's still just the first half of chapter
The
one.
first half that we got in January of 2024.
Yep. So, this is a 10-year plan, and I'm excited. I haven't been excited for a DC anything in such a long time.
I just think that they've got the whole thing figured out. James Gunn knows you can't film a movie without a script. Every single Marvel film I have watched to date for the last decade feels like the script was being rewritten while the movie was being shot, and it just I just, you know, I'm
Would
sorry.
you
The
would you
model-
guys agree that now that James Gunn has come to DC, like he's gonna become the Feige of DC?
He's
But he already is.
way bigger than
yeah.
Feige.
right now I'd say he is the Feige of DC,
He's
and I think he'll
more than
surpass it.
Feige.
And he'll surpass it.
Movies. He's already surpassed Feige if that's the criteria, because he's already clearly displayed an awareness, and his directorial stamp is on the Creature Commandos. It's on Superman. It's going to be on a few other projects, at the very least Superman 2.
Supergirl.
Feige, for all his work, he's an exclusively behind the scenes guy. He doesn't direct, he doesn't write, he doesn't do those things. So
James Gunn's
if
hands-on.
that's the criteria, Gunn has already equally surpassed Kevin Feige in terms of managing DC and setting it up for success. Because I'll tell you what, people can say and talk about how you write a universe that feels lived in. They can tell you it's lived in, or they can show you it's lived in. And Gunn was exceptionally good at showing us, while also telling us once in a while.
Both, yeah, both.
He did both exceptionally well. And for a long time now, the Marvel playbook has been very, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to show you, and I sure hope you did the homework from the Disney Plus shows, because if you didn't, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And then there's even some stuff like they touched on that they have never gone back to in after credit scenes.
Yep.
They would tease miraculous things and never touch it again.
Yeah.
But
But we're not here to fucking break down fucking.
Nope. That's another podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess, yeah, fucking go watch Superman if you haven't seen it yet.
Absolutely.
And I would die for crypto. I'm just saying that right now.
I would also die for crypto. I think I'm with you on that.
But so yeah, the fucking Superman fucking rundown. What would you rate it?
Jesus. For me, I'm biased. I'm gonna be upfront. I am biased, but definitely it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Julian?
I've seen it 3 times. I loved it more each time I saw it. If I was giving a really long rubric, it'd be satisfying, because I could make the case really, really well for why I feel this way. But I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. And as far as effectiveness in launching a new cinematic universe, it was a 10 out of 10 for me.
I agree with you with the launching of the universe. Earlier I said I'd give it like an 8. I would give it like an 8.5, almost 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a fucking solid movie, solid story. It was fucking Superman.
That's what I wanted.
At the end of the day, no one can dispute that this was fucking. Well, they can.
Cheeseburger was a cheeseburger. It wasn't a sous-vide beef.
They can dispute it all they want. They'll be wrong, but it was a Superman movie.
This was a fucking Superman movie. Like, I watched Clark Kent do his Superman fucking thing. Saving the fucking squirrel. That fucking squirrel.
I loved it. So
Can you
good.
believe it or not, they almost cut that.
They almost cut that.
They
Apparently.
ran. He did cut it, and then he tested. People in the test said the squirrel was dumb, and then he ran it again without it, and he hated the movie, and he put it back in.
And then one last thing that I just want to say, like, when it comes to like favorite parts of the movie, the most fucking cinematic fucking Superman fucking anything was when that fucking building was falling on that fucking bridge, and Superman saved that fucking lady, and then I'm gonna cry about it. He fucking popped up out of the fucking dust and debris.
At the beginning of the movie, you get the John Williams French horns.
Yeah. Like,
you spent the entire, if you were me in Rundown, you spent the entire movie with your asshole clenched until you heard.
That fucking scene when he, like, I was like, that's fucking Superman, dude.
There's a reason why we're seeing TikToks about it. That scene in particular, we're seeing like TikTok animations or videos of people, like pictures of them as a little kid. Then they'll show that image, and then they'll show the adult version of them
completion
with a tear in their eye.
Oh, it's fucking beautiful.
And I know we didn't touch on everything in this movie, guys. We could do this for hours and still not touch on everything.
I could talk about this movie for 3 hours with somebody who didn't even like it. I know that because they did.
So, forgive us if we didn't cover your favorite part. Let us know what your favorite part was. If you
fucking leave a comment. Let us know, and fucking show it to your homies. Let them fucking talk. If
and if you want me to come back on the show,
it's not an if. It's a when.
Yeah.
If you hated me, let them know so that they never bring me back.
Nah, fuck that. I'd bring you back.
No. We would defy the audience at that point.
But thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, leave a fucking comment down below and shit. Let us know. Follow these two fantastic, one non-bald, one bald bastard. Fucking follow these guys.
I covered my head, okay? And I hope that anytime you bring a guest on, you make them do the same thing.
You know what? For those who are not fucking bald, they got it. You know what? I didn't even fucking do it. Fucking, I'm, bald as fuck. But yeah, fucking leave a comment down below if you guys liked it. Hit the subscribe button. Go follow these guys on their social medias. Check them out. If you want to follow me for more shenanigans and stuff, like it's not necessarily comic book content, but just wholesome fuckery, follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RiotTTV. It's with a 0, not an O. And follow me on my social medias. They'll be down below. Rundown, what are your fucking socials again?
I'm Rundown015 pretty much everywhere.
Right on.
If you don't see an account for me, I'm not there.
And his links are going to be down below. And Julian, what about you, homie?
I'm running dark for a little while. I've got some projects that I'm working on that are not near enough to completion to announce or anything like that. But there's gonna be a lull in Invincible 1 Casa Invictus related content. But check back with us in like a year, and you're gonna see some pretty interesting things popping out of the Imagination Factory. And
like I said, guys, if he's down, we'll bring back Julian, because I like talking to this dude about conversation.
If you guys want, I'm not getting tricked into being a co-host again. I'll tell you.
No. You're good. You're good.
We're gonna cover a whole slew of topics, not just comics, but like comic movies. Obviously, we're doing movies and stuff like that. We want to hit multiple bases. So
yeah.
There's a storyline.
Comic books, movies, shows. We love comic books around here. We've been collecting comic books forever. They've been collecting comic books since before I was born, probably. I'm just kidding. You guys aren't that fucking old.
I'm significantly older than both of you.
Rundown, definitely. But yeah, now anytime you guys y'all want to bring me back, I'd be
definitely. And if there's something you want to cover, man,
let us know. Sure. Any storyline, and it doesn't even have to be DC. We do like all kinds of comics around here. Like Marvel, I love Marvel, fucking Dark Horse, fucking Image, any of that shit.
Dude, I would love to at some point cover the Crow comics from back in the day.
I would love to cover some fucking Judge Dredd.
Let me know.
What's that?
Yeah.
Y'all ever do Power Rangers? Let me know, because I'll throw it
dude, I'm in. I'm in.
Power Rangers comic.
Yep.
Even the 2017 movie, which I thought
we'll have to do Shattered Grid.
Way better than most people thought it was.
I think we should do Shattered Grid at some point.
Oh, delightful idea. I'd be down. If you guys ever do that, let me know.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Again, guys, hit the fucking subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Check us out on YouTube. Follow the Twitch channels and shit if you want to come by and hang out in some lives. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Take care.